Hello viewers, welcome to CodeForAny. Root Markets Backends API Insight. Today we need to see this here the mobile numbers OTP verifications API we need to develop here. So we need to relate to this screen. So we need to develop this here the API because we need to OTP send API. This screen API we need to already done. Now we need to verify OTP. You need to API need to needs here. So need to creating here. Now we need to open this here the codes previous codes and we need to making like this here the logins API for the apps. Same as now need to develop this here the app dot post and we need to create here API slash app slash and to verify OTP verify login OTP like this need to give this here the API name and need to give this here the request and this response callbacks we need to get here for these methods. Now we need to print this here the parameters. We need to set this here the request dot body. Need to get here and we need to call here save these variables inside the request object request dot body like we need to creating here. Now we need to check this here the parameters. We need to call this here the helper dot check valid parameters. Need to pass this here the response. Then after the request object, then after we need to pass this here the which keys we need to needs here. We need to put here all keys. And if this here the not any missing, then need to get this here the value of this API and to get inside these functions. Now need to copy here and to paste this here the all login OTPs. Need this like here the set here the parameters here and also need to set this here the one more parameters we need to add here OTP code and like these parameters we need to passing here need these parameters are the required because we need to login times only we need to send this here the OTP and not nothing and to getting this here the response inside only the send successfully need to like here and check this mobile numbers inside the get new SMS need to like this message need to set and proper I'm not sure which matches we need to share here need to check here so need to OTP send successfully use this here the response and nothing ends into returning this here that's why need to again we need to get this here the all parameters we need to because we need to update inside the database tables need here now we need to first of all the creates here the new OTP codes because we need to update one time use then to change this here the OTP. That's why I need to create here the new OTP codes like here's and to create here the helper dot create numbers and we need to give this here the 6-digit numbers we need to develop here for this OTP. And then after we need to creating here the authentication tokens auth token and we need to create here the helper dot create request tokens need to create now need to check this definitions we need to creating here the 20 of lines we need to codes and we need to give this like this value we need to set here and we need to check against any other request tokens no and we need to check here the make random results we need to get this here and this is the request tokens like so need to creating here the authentications need to set here now we need to call this here the db dot query and we need to call this here the update query need to open this here the database and to make here the query now we need to updates here so we need to updating this here the OTP also need to push tokens need to update here OS types also need to update so need to remove unused codes need to cut this value here and we need to set this where conditions question mark, and we need to let's set the question mark, and we need to set this here the end query, and we need to use this here the OTP code columns also like here's, and new OTP also need to set here the remove this unused, need to set here the question mark, push also update the auth tokens, and also update this here the OTP, and user types no needs, status no needs, created dots not needs, need to remove here's all things, and modify dates inside we need to set the now likes, need to calling this here the update query, need to cut, and we need to paste here for this query, and need to pass this here the all value, and also need to check this here the and conditions status equal to, we need to check here the not is block and deleted, so need to only here the active users, we need to get shares, need to active users, we need to set here's, need to status question mark is equal to 1, pass this here the parameters, and need to get this here the errors and results, we need to get here's like here. Now first ones need to give this here the OS type, for these parameters we need to pass here the request object dot OS type, then after the push tokens request object dot push tokens we need to pass here, then after authentications we need to creating here, we need to give this here the new authentication tokens, then after we need to give this here the new OTP, need to pass here, and modify dates already give, and we need to give this here the request dot mobile numbers, these parameters need to mobile codes, and after request dot need to give this here the mobile, and after request dot OTP codes need to pass these parameters, we need to OTP codes here, and last need to status is equal to once active users only, we need to get this here the status, need to update it for this app, and now this is the parsing here the parameters are the done here. Now we need to check here the if conditions, we need to result affected row, we need to check here the affected row more than 0, means here the OTP is the verified done, and a new update OTP I need to set, also need to app related or informations we need to save this here the done, and we need to set this here. Now success, and we need to write down here the socket ID update codes, we need to write down here. Now not set here, so need to socket integrations times we need to updating this API. Now we need to skip this here part, this part, so need to skip here the, and if here need to get here the pals, need to call this here the JSONs, and we need to write down here, maybe we need to check this here the status, maybe new remove here more secure or needs, because we need to block also need to verify, that's why need to remove here, also here remove. Now check here the status, and we need to set here the 0, and we need to send here the message OTP code invalid, and we need to close this server response. Now after we need to updating this here, so we need to get this related to all information, so needs related to users, we need to getting here, need to write down here the db dot query like here, need to check here the query, need to call here the select query, now need to go inside the SQLs, Select query. Need a user ID, name, mobile codes, mobile numbers, email address. No needs OS type. No needs push tokens. Needs authentication tokens. OTP no needs. So need to clean here. User types needs. Status also needs here. And you need to create it and modify dates not needs here. Now need to use this here the this, and now need to pass this here the value here, and like here and conditions and status set here one. Cut this here, paste here. Now need to pass this here the parameters. Need to give this here the mobile codes and mobile numbers here pass, and already status we need to give directly here the ones we need to pass this here. Now we need to this query need to returning this here the callbacks as a errors, and results we need to return here. Now we need to check here if errors, and to call this here the helper dot throw html errors, and you need to return the response and return this callbacks. Same as need to copy here, and this query inside also need to put here. Now you need to check here if result length more than 0 means here the getting these records, like here. Maybe no need this here, so need to clean here, and we need to send this here the pal message. Do not get this any records, and to return this here the pal. Now we need to get this here the response, and we need to check this here if result 0 index value, and we need to check this here the status equal to 0 means this user are the blocks. Need to response returning this here, paste this here. Please contact admin, your account is blocked. Like this need to returning this here the message. Else parts need to successfully need to getting here. That's why I need to call this here the JSONs, and we need to call this here the status one, and message login successfully. And also need to return this here the payload, and need to pass this here the result 0 value need to pass here, and we need to save this here. And this API are the done verify logins API. Yeah, we need to done here. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any question, so please write down the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.